We are live on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. And as you can see, I am happy right now because Joey Burrow, my favorite football player, ladies and gentlemen, no one is better than Joey right now, has led the Cincinnati Bengals to the AFC Championship. And I am thrilled. I got my Joey Burrow jersey in the mail the other day. Repped it at the Devils game Saturday night. Everyone thought I was a Bengals fan. Giant fan at heart, but I love myself some Joey Burrow. It doesn't get better than Joey Burrow. This guy is going to be the next Tom Brady, in my opinion. The guy wins at every level, wins in college football, wins in the NFL, and I said it in the beginning. Not the beginning of the year, but the beginning of this postseason, that the Cincinnati Bengals will go to the Super Bowl, and they are one step away. Let's take a listen to this previous segment I did on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. Take a listen. And for me, I think for the NFC Championship game, the San Francisco Niners are going to win. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. The Niners are going to go to the Super Bowl, and they're going to match up against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. A rematch of the Super Bowl sometime in the 1990s, I believe. I'm not sure what Super Bowl it was, but the Niners and the Bengals played in the Super Bowl. I think it was the year Boomer Esiason led them to the Super Bowl. I am not 100% sure, but I think that's going to happen this year. I think we could see the Niners and the Bengals in the Super Bowl. And honestly, Jimmy G and the San Francisco Niners, the San Francisco 49ers, are going to be Super Bowl champions. And ladies and gentlemen, right there, that is my Super Bowl bracket. The San Francisco 49ers against the Cincinnati Bengals, with the Bengals losing and falling short, but they will come back next year and they'll win it on top. Again, thank you for joining us on the Doug Saravo Show, brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. Now, if you watched that prior episode, you could listen to me where I praise Joe Burrow. I say this guy could win MVPs, he could win Super Bowls, and there's just something about this guy named Joe Burrow. I think he's more confident in himself than any other football player right now. I mean, you look at Trevor Lawrence, one of the best football players in college football, high school. He goes to a team like Jacksonville, and you could even say the same thing with Zach Wilson. Played great at the college level, and then he goes to the NFL, plays for the Jets, and he doesn't really compete. Now, you could say it's a different organization, Bengals, Jets, Jaguars. You know, the Jaguars had all that nonsense with Urban Meyer, and they've just been the laughing stock of the NFL the last few years. You know, I could say the same thing about my Giants, but the way I look at this Bengals team is, you look where they were 2-14. That was Zach Taylor's first year as head coach. Then the next year they get Joe Burrow, and he goes down to injury. And you got to think to yourself, oh, man, here we go again. Here we go again. Burrow is down with injury. Something's got to give, man. These quarterbacks, they get hit the wrong way, they're done. But he bounced back. Joey Burrow bounced back. And I'm pulling up his numbers right now. In my mind, this is just a start for him. For real, this is just a start for him. Especially from that point of December 19th through January 2nd, he had nine touchdown passes, threw for over 1,000 yards. The guy is for real. The guy is legit. You know, his rookie year before he went down to injury, 13 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions. And then this year, 34 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, quarterback rating of 108, 47 touchdown passes to 19. So honestly, this Bengals team is no joke. And he came out the other day. I had the audio on my phone, and he said, you know what? I'm tired of the underdog narrative. You know, we have great coaches, we have great team, we have a great team organization, we have great players. We're here to do big things. You know, that's not the exact quote that he said, but Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they're for real. And I do think the Niners are going to be the better team, and the Niners will come out on top just because they have that Super Bowl experience. They've won the Super Bowl in the past. There's no reason why the Niners can't go back and win it. There's no reason why. But they do have to go up against a hot LA Ram team. And if you remember the episode with Michael Lepore, I actually said that the Rams would go to the Super Bowl against the Buffalo Bills. The Bills lost a great game last night. Josh Allen gave it his all, you know, the look of pain on his face. But the best is yet to come to Buffalo. I think they're going to run the AFC for a while along with Kansas City. You know, Mahomes Allen is what us young kids saw with Brady and Manning. This is the new quarterback rivalry that we're going to see for many years. I mean, you're going to have Joe Burrow there too, but you're going to have these matchups of Allen and Mahomes every year. You know, don't get me wrong. I respect Mahomes. But I hate seeing him win just because I know that the Giants do not have a quarterback. We have Daniel Jones. We got Jake Fromm, Mike Glennon. We're a mess. We are a mess, the New York Giants. We do have two picks. I think it's 5 and 7. So what we can do is maybe trade one of those picks, get Aaron Rodgers, and then Aaron Rodgers leads us to the playoffs, hopefully a Super Bowl. But it all depends on what we do from here. You know, we have Joe Shane from Buffalo. We have a few, as our new GM, we have a few more coaching interviews. So there's plenty more to blend. I love watching football. I love watching playoff football, the Super Bowl. But I just can't wait for it to be over. I really can't. And not because I don't want to watch the games and the Giants aren't there, but because this is going to be an interesting offseason. Will Tom Brady come back? Will Aaron Rodgers want out of Green Bay? Yes, he does. Back-to-back years, special teams cost him a Super Bowl appearance. But what can you do? You know, what can you do right now? That's in the past now. Aaron Rodgers just got to look forward to the future, and he's going to be a New York Giant. He's going to be a New York Giant. I could dream. I'll buy myself a Rodgers Giant jersey, rep it proud. Or will we go after a guy like Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time? It's just a matter of time. I think he's going to come back. I think Brady will come back next year. He will be a free agent, though. Does he return to Tampa Bay? And, you know, that quote came out about him not being committed to next year. But he's going to come back. I just feel it. He's going to come back. There's a thing about Tom Brady. He's not going to leave as a loser. He's not going to have his last game be a game where he lost. Tom Brady is going to come back and try to win another Super Bowl. And he's going to finish as a champion. Because that's the Tom Brady mentality. That's what TB12 is all about. That winning mentality. He's not going to go out losing. You know, if he wanted to remain a Patriot his whole career, he would have retired right after he lost to the Titans. But he didn't do that. He didn't do that. So Tom Brady, in my mind, will be back next year. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Brady will be back. Rodgers will be in a different uniform. And the Giants will have to do everything they can to rebuild this organization. It's just a matter of time. I do think they're going to try and put Buffalo in place of their organization. They already hired their assistant GM, Joe Shane, and he's our new general manager after David Gettleman retired. So the answer is now, who's our head coach? Will it be Brian DeBall? Will it be him? You know, he's an offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. You see what he's been doing with Josh Allen. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's Josh Allen, great quarterback. So will he be a good fit for the New York Giants? You know, do we move on from Daniel Jones? Do we move on from Saquon Barkley? Do we use 5 and 7 draft pick? Do we trade one of them to trade down? Or do we use one of them to go out and get a guy like Aaron Rodgers? This is an interesting offseason for sure. But it's just a matter of time before the New York Giants and the New York Jets become relevant again. Because there was a time where both teams were great. Jets went to the AFC Championship back-to-back years. Giants went to the Super Bowl in 2007, 2011, defeated Tom Brady and the New England Patriots twice, 18 wins and 1 giant loss for that Patriot team. So it's just a matter of time before the Giants get back to what we know. Now, there is one guy that I want to see win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I could say Matthew Stafford. I could say that for sure. Guy deserves it. Was with the laughingstock of the Detroit Lions. Never won a playoff game with them. Goes to the Rams first year. 1 win away from the Super Bowl. In their home stadium. Back-to-back years. Tampa. LA. But the one guy that I want to see win a Super Bowl more than anything, I'm sure you're going to put in the comments, oh, you're going to say Joe Burrow. But it's Odell Beckham Jr. Odell. This is a guy that was traded away by David Gettleman, not even in the prime of his career. I believe for a draft pick, Jabril Peppers. Then he went to the Browns. He was attacked by everyone, by the media, even by me. There were times where I would say he was a distraction, didn't want to care about playing football, was all about him. But when you're in the New York organization, you expect great things. You don't want that distraction on the field or the court or the ice or the diamond. You want winners. You want success. He went to Cleveland, and I believe he was the scapegoat for Baker Mayfield. You know, do you really think Baker Mayfield is that great at the NFL level? Sure, maybe. But ever since Odell Beckham Jr. went to the LA Rams, yes, they have Cooper Kupp, but this is a team that has gone on a huge run. A run where they can win the Super Bowl. Have home field advantage in back-to-back games. Odell Beckham has been a key part for that, where he randomly got drug tested after having a great game. Adele, I know there's been times in the past where I went on Instagram Live or Facebook Live and said, you know, we want a football player We don't want a distraction. We don't want someone that's going to act like a child. But you have proven to everyone, whether it's myself, the New York media, the Cleveland media, Baker Mayfield, the haters, the doubters, that you are truly a great football player. You are passionate, and all you care about is winning. And now you have a chance to go out and win a Super Bowl. And win the Super Bowl where you are appreciated the most. Los Angeles. Sean McAvee uses your ability to the best where you can achieve. And honestly, Odell, I hope you get one. I think the Rams are in a good spot to win a Super Bowl for many years to come. Having Cooper Kupp, Odell, Matt Stafford. But look at these numbers since he was an LA Ram. And I'm going to start with the January 23rd game against the Buccaneers yesterday. Six receptions, 69 yards. Then he played against the Cardinals. Actually, he didn't play against the Cardinals then. Previously, he played against the Cardinals. 4 receptions, 54 yards. 1 touchdown. January 9th against the Niners. 2 receptions, 18 yards. January 2nd against the Ravens. 539, 1 touchdown. He's been putting up great numbers, averaging 13 yards per catch. So, Odell, you deserve it. You're still in your prime. You're only 29 years old. And I think you have the best shot to win a Super Bowl with LA. Giants mishandled you. Cleveland mishandled you. And now here you are, 1 win away from winning a Super Bowl. Again, if you're just joining us on the Doug Serravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting Bet like Michael Lepore, we have plenty more to get to, but right after this quick commercial break, we are going to discuss something very important. We'll be right back. All right, we back on the Doug Serravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting Bet like Michael Lepore. Now, some of you may be wondering, what's this important thing I have to discuss? And honestly, when is Major League Baseball and the Players Association going to have a deal? You know, and it seems like there's like no discussions going on. You know, you go on Instagram, you go on Twitter, players on their social media accounts do not have their photo on their page. It's just a blank photo of a head. And I think some of these players feel like, you know, the owners, they don't look at us as human beings, you know, as athletes that love the game of professional baseball. You know, from my standpoint, is they look at these players right now as profit. Because at the end of the day, professional sports, no matter how many times these players put their time, their effort into the game, their love for the game, their passion for the game, money will always be involved. And that's the sad part about professional sports. And, you know, you hear people talk about it all the time, you know, whether it's people on ESPN, Sports Center, MLB Network, that it is a business. You know, I say it all the time. It's a business. But they have to put their differences aside and give us fans what we want. There are still so many guys, so many players, whether it's Clayton Kershaw, who I've been hearing he may be a Met. I don't know if that's true. We'll have more info about that when, this lockout ends. But think about prior sports, prior lockouts. This is the first lockout for professional baseball since 1994. You've had the National Hockey League where they had the full season in 2004, 2005. And then you had the National Hockey League shortened lockout, 12-13. Then you had the shortened lockout, 94-95. Devils won the Cup. Then in the NBA, you had, I think it was 12-13 or 13-14, shortened lockout. Miami Heat won the title. NFL had a shortened lockout, 2011, because the Giants won the Super Bowl the following year. And this is the first one for Major League Baseball. And the fact that it's almost February where pitchers and catchers would report for spring training, that should be happening in 2 weeks. But because there's a lockout, it's not going to happen. And that is sad for the game. Is this time of year we look forward to pitchers and catchers reporting. It's cold. Many of us hate the cold. Many of us can't wait for baseball, for the summer. I always tell people, once the Super Bowl's over, the year is going to fly by and here comes baseball. But when's that going to be? When are we going to have spring training? Will it be summer training? We already went through this with COVID. But that was a different situation where we had the risk of the players' health, wondering when we're going to get back to normal life. And I scroll every day on Twitter or Instagram trying to figure out if there's any discussions going on. And it seems to me there's no discussions for a deal. So I really wonder when will this nonsense end? And will we have professional baseball this year? Because I really don't know. I don't think anyone knows. And it's sad. It's really sad for the game. So what I'm hoping for is that both sides come to a deal. The Players Association and the owners come to a deal for the CBA and end it. You got to understand something. You have someone like Clayton Kershaw and many other free agents out there that are wondering, am I going to have a job next year? Is there going to be a team that wants me out there? I haven't worked out, and who knows? Yeah, I stay in shape. I go to the cage. But then again, with the rules and everything, whether it's I know there's a guy, the Britons, Zach is a Yankee, but his brother's a manager for a minor league team, and technically because of major league, they're not supposed to talk. So this is a dilemma. This is a mess. And I think Major League Baseball and the Players Association have to come to a deal. Whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, but it has to be at least before February, or whatever the day is, when pitchers and catchers are supposed to report for spring training. Now, I'm not really sure of the guidelines. Now, maybe the minor leaguers can go, but the professional ones, they can't. So that is important right now. You got the Super Bowl in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You got NHL. You got the NBA. No baseball. No baseball. Again, thank you for joining me on the Doug Saravo Show, brought to you by Stutz Betting, bet like Michael Lepore. I did publish a throwback episode that Jeffrey Burns and myself did on MessinRadio.com at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. You can find it on all your podcast applications, including Spotify, Apple, radiopublic.com. It's about 2 hours long, and it is now published. It is named Throwback Episode with Jeffrey Burns. While I was a student at CSB, I had my own show which starred the Doug Survival Show. Here is another episode featuring Jeffrey Burns where we discuss March Madness, NFL, MLB, and much more. So you can find that, and I think that's like the third episode I have on there with Jeffrey Burns. Give it a listen, give us a like, share it to your friends. Thank you for supporting the Doug Survival Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting, bet like Michael Lepore. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll have our segment for Lepore Betting. We'll be right back. Once I find the commercial, there we go. We are back on the Doug Survival Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting, bet like Michael Lepore. It is now time for my favorite segment, which is in memory of our buddy and our pal and co-host Michael Lepore. It's called Lepore Betting, and today we are going to go over the odds for the 22 Stanley Cup winner as of today. Colorado is the favorite at plus 550. Tampa Bay Lightning plus 750. Vegas Golden Knights plus 800. Florida Panthers plus 850. Toronto Maple Leafs plus 850. Carolina plus 1200. Pittsburgh Penguins plus 1600. And Boston Bruins plus 1800. Honestly, for me, my favorite is the Boston Bruins. Now, I'm sure many of you are going to be like, really? You're going to go with the Boston Bruins as a best bet to win the Stanley Cup? And honestly, I think that could happen. I think if we look at their record today, I think they are like, Siri, give me the NHL standings. The Boston Bruins are 24-12-2. They have been one of the best teams in the National Hockey League, and I think that surprises a lot of people. And we have to understand something with the Boston Bruins. They just got back Tuukka Rask. Their goaltending right now is Rask and Allmark. And they are in a good position to go on a run. And that division is so close. Right now they have a wild card spot, but they could go to 2 or 3. Hey, even 1. So honestly, I think the Boston Bruins, as of right now, could be a best bet to win the Stanley Cup. If you want to do one of those magical bets like someone did with the Blues a few years ago, that's something to look at. The Boston Bruins to win the Stanley Cup. And I'm sure many of you are going to be like, there's a lot of better teams out there, teams with depth. Teams that you can trust your goaltending. But with Rask having all this time off, he is going to be rested just in time for a Stanley Cup playoff run. They haven't fallen off. And they may go out and they may make a trade, get another forward or a defenseman. The Bruins have been playing great hockey, and I truly believe in them. I think they could be your best bet. And there's no reason why it can't be a best bet. Yeah, you have your top dogs, you got your favorites, you have your underdogs. But I don't even consider the Bruins an underdog to win the Stanley Cup. They should be a favorite to win the Stanley Cup. And they are my favorite to win the Stanley Cup. So if you've been listening to Lepore Betting, Boston Bruins, they're your best bet. Again, thank you for listening to the Doug Serravo Show, which is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. Enjoy your football. Hopefully Major League Baseball and the PA agree to a deal, and we'll have some spring training on its way. Again, thank you for listening to the Doug Serravo Show. This is brought to you by Stutz Betting. Bet like Michael Lepore. I just got to read this first. Thank you for supporting the Doug Serravo Show, Serravo Broadcasting, and all those involved with Serravo Broadcasting. We appreciate you guys. So what is this, Mikey?
Can you see it? Put it up to...
Lift it up by the camera.
Can everybody see it?
Wait, move it back. Oh, number 38, Lepore. That's you.
I was in the locker room with that in the room with 3 Hall of Famers.
No, that's customized. That's all.
Oh, I know. And listen... All right, I'm going to give people... No, that's for the pen.
Oh, yeah, that's for the pen.
No, they got to be more for the Rays are
16-1.
16-1. That's not bad.
Mike, what do you think about your Chargers this past season?
They stay. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you, Mike.
So what do you think of the city today?
It's nice, but a little nicer if the weather was nice. No, I like that fact that it only cost me 16 to 12 hours. 12 bucks.
This is great. Now you're going to make us some food.
No.
Yeah, there's stuff in your fridge. Should have brought the pie. Next time I'll get it. But yeah, this is a great show. But yeah, you do have some leftovers in your fridge. I think it's time for dinner for you and I. Some in the fridge. Should we get the camera? All right, Mike. Any final thoughts for the audience? Myself.
It's been very entertaining. Hopefully, my picks come through and people can make a little money, stuff like that. Have a one. Enjoy your football season. And go bolt up, everybody.
There he is, everyone. That was Michael Lepore, otherwise known as the Bolt. No more Stutz. The Bolt. That's his name. What a show, Mike. Thank you for coming on.
Don't listen to these picks. You lose all your money. Trust me. Jaguars, if they win the division, I'll stop watching football.
Have it on audio, man. I just want to try on this jersey you got me. You know, what can I say? I'm a Giant fan, but...
Bolt up? Bolt up?
Hold up. Man of many nicknames. We got... All right, you don't want to be called Stutz. What about produce? I know produce. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. I love you, Mikey.
There you go. He's officially a Charger fan.
No.
If the Chargers win, I get lifetime pizza in his pizzeria. The Chargers won, so I love his pie. Thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to everybody.
He's gonna come out.
It's worse than the SHL.
Al Swiss is higher.
Andrew Mackin right here.
Gotta support the Serravo's. I don't know what's it called.
The Doug Serravo.
The Doug Serravo shop. You gotta support it.
It's the bad Wi-Fi.
Bad Wi-Fi. I can't curse, can I?
When we look at the world we live in, we all say we want change. But how many of us truly want that change? How many of us are willing to be the outsider? And you could go with President Trump bringing the ship to New York, and Governor Cuomo still put patients in nursing homes. So it's a state issue. I understand that the President of the United States is responsible for his country, but at the end of the day, he did as much as he could to help the states. But a lot of the governors, a lot of the states rejected his help.
Yeah, but if I feel like, right, if we give,
Rask has been there for the long run.
okay, the two other goalies that we have on our squad.
We have Mackenzie Blackwood, we have Evan Cormier, Aaron Dell.
Okay, where are those two right now? Exactly. So that let's
talk about Stutz.
Stutz.
Tomorrow he's betting. He told me. How much money do you think he loses?
Oh.
How much money does
that
Stutz
is a
lose?
wonderful question, Doug. Just because our buddy, his track record, it's a very interesting track record.
Well, Toronto overpaid. That's what Toronto.
And Toronto has the depth.
I never said didn't overpay, but you're not credit where they made.
But here, there's a difference with Toronto. They have the players. They're not worried about giving up a first-round pick. They're built for the future already. Once Ovi retires, once Backstrom's out the door, you gonna see the Capitals in the playoffs every year? Hell no.
Especially between you two brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Forget about it. Both of you guys are great goalies. That was my forte, was being a goalie, and I can't play no more. So I understand. But that's why, since when I see your brother, I'm going to say, well, you forced me to say you were the better goalie out of this. Otherwise, I was going to get kicked out of here. And really, they want to kick me off this mic anyway right now.
Who? Me, Mark?
The production team? Maybe me. I'm like, wait a minute, I got drafted into doing this. So I was supposed to only be taking pictures.
I didn't even know you were doing. I
didn't know either.
I come here, it's like, oh, Jay's doing color commentary for
like,
you.
oh, you're gonna make
what we need to be successful. But none of that is possible without being close to your faith. Because when you put God first and preach His word and live an example of what He preached, who can be against you when God?
I was on one already. I'll come on again.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys do on Monday? I could free up my plan.
I kept telling people you were going to be on, and here you are. The legend himself. His nickname used to be Stutz, but we...
For your community within Spotswood. With our eyes, we are seeing work that we haven't seen before. At our rally on October 4th, she said that she will have a multicultural event. Today, July 17, 2021, we are having that event. She's highly respected in the office she holds. She embraces truth, honesty, and change. She is what culture is about. It's not about what you look like or how you speak, but the love you have for community. It is my honor to be the MC for this event, but it's also my honor to be the campaign manager for the first African-American woman and the first African-American ever elected to Spotswood Town Council.
What we've been doing to have this after promising it, I thought it was phenomenal. A little bit ups and downs because this is the first time ever, but I think it was a great event, and I'm looking forward to see what the future has for Spotswood because she said it as she was campaigning. You know, I want to bring people together, and you look all around you. That's what she did. You got anything to say?
Yes, I'm so proud today that my event happening. You know, that was a great event. You know, everything went well. Even, you know, I start late, but, you know, I'm happy about it. I think it was a great event. And then next year, I'm looking forward for next year. It will be bigger than ever.
And this is just the beginning for 2024. There's no reason why she won't get reelected. This is just a start. Marilyn?